Well, that was a game. That was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. Definitely one of the craziest opening night Canadian matchups I've seen in a long time. I've been watching hockey for 6 years, and that was a lot of fun to watch. Toronto versus Montreal, opening night, game one of 2022-23 season for both of these teams. There was a lot of stuff heading into this game. Obviously, it was a Jake Allen versus Matt Murray goalie tandem. Slavkovsky, Exara, I definitely said that wrong. Exags, I have no idea. It's the Xhejah. I have no idea. I have no idea. He's the one guy I have no idea how to say his name. And then Goulet as well. All three of them made their NHL debuts, and then I think Jordan Harris may have as well. But yeah, obviously opening night, Suzuki gets the honorable captain, gets the torch, so I thought that was a lot of fun to watch. And then the game started, and we started with a lot. There was a Muzzin shot that was stopped. I'll give credit where it's due. Muzzin actually was very active offensively this game. He kind of had a big blow defensively late in the game, but it happens, I guess. But yeah, he looked good offensively. There was a Tavares poke shot that was denied, and then a big scruffle, or a big scrum. Scruffle is something I used to use back in the early days. A big scrum broke out. There was then a Toronto penalty on Mark Giordano for interference. There was a Cole Caufield shot that was blocked during that power play, and then the penalty was killed off eventually. There was a Matthews chance that was denied. A Suzuki shot was stopped. A Harris chance was denied, and then Toronto gets another penalty. And this is something that I realized early. Toronto needs to stop taking penalties. Apparently, though, it wasn't that big of a deal in this game, but I think in other scenarios where they're playing a team that isn't Montreal, a team that has a stacked power play, like let's say the Rangers, you can't keep taking penalties like they did tonight against Montreal. This one was on Bunting for holding. Matt Murray, I'll give credit where it's due. He robbed Cole Caufield tonight. There was a Gallagher chance that was also stopped, and the penalty was eventually killed off. There was a Jake Evans shot that was blocked. Shots were 4-4 halfway through the first period. There was the Slavkovsky chance that was denied, and then we were back yet again. Toronto goal, first of the year for Michael Bunting, assisted by Marner and TJ Brody, which makes it 1-0 Toronto, just a little bit over 10 minutes in. There was a Yarncrook chance that was stopped, and then another penalty. This one was on Linus Sandin for tripping. But not long after, though, Montreal got a penalty, and that was on Weidman for interference. You could clearly tell he wasn't trying to interfere with Yarncrook, but unfortunately he did, so it sucks, but it happened. There was a 4-on-4 for a minute 19. There was an Evans chance that went wide. A Dadonov puck. This was weird. Like, Dadonov shot the puck. I think he wrapped the puck around from behind the net. The puck, went up into the air and hit that and stayed on top of the net. It was very weird. Like, Tavares just batted it down, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to take the face off, which I thought was smart. The power plays were killed off. There was a Gallagher shot that was stopped and a Caufield chance that was denied. And that pretty much did it for the first period. So it's 1-0 Leafs after one. Shots were 8-8 though. So Montreal really was staying in this and staying competitive. And they carried it into the second period. Almost immediately when the period started, Cole Caufield gets his first of the season from Nick Suzuki. His first point as a captain, and he ties the game up at 1. Caufield, we've been hearing takes about how he's going to score 35-40 goals. It could very well happen, seeing 2 goals in net against Toronto. I'm liking those chances. Hoffman chance was blocked. The Sandin shot was denied. Then Montreal got a penalty. This was on Rem Pitlick for holding. So Toronto got its first chance, or its first actual taste at a power play here this season. There was a Matthews chance that was stopped. A Nylander shot was denied, and the power play was killed off. I'm going to be honest. I know people criticize Matthews so much, but I really didn't see him that much in this game. I'm going to be entirely honest. I didn't see him all too much. There was a Muzzin shot that went wide. There was an Engvall chance that was stopped. A Nylander shot was denied. Then Toronto gets on the board, and it's from Dennis Malgin. Malgin's always one of those players that I'm like, he's really fought through the ranks. Definitely with Toronto. It's good to see him get his first goal with the Toronto Maple Leafs and make the team. I love to see it. And am I the only person who would pick him in expansion franchise modes? I just draft, or he always be in free agency, and I just sign him to a contract. Why not help improve the depth? That's always what I did. Assisted by Tavares and Nylander, so the game is 2-1. And Zaires' chance was stopped. There was a Toronto penalty on Alexander Kerfoot for interference. Shots were 15-11 halfway through. At that point, a Suzuki chance was denied, and another Suzuki chance was stopped. So Suzuki was very active on the power play for Montreal, though unfortunately none of them were scored. Then that power play was killed off. A Dvorak chance was stopped. A Mulligan breakaway was denied. One thing I noticed was there was a lot of not just Dennis Mulligan, but there was a lot of 1-on-0 breakaways for Toronto, which is expected. When you looked at Montreal's defense, I looked at this core yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, that is not that good. Yeah, it is rough with guys like Joel Edmondson and obviously Shea Weber being gone. Like, it's not good. There was a Montreal goal then after that tied up the game. It was from Cole Caufield yet again. His second of the night. No assists there, and it is 2-2, so Caufield, another goal. There was a Muzzin chance that was stopped. There was a huge dock wraparound that was stopped by Matt Murray. Then there was obviously a scrum that happened after that. They took a long time to review that play. It did look close, if that, but it wasn't in the net. Eventually the goal was called off as no goal. There was a Kerfoot chance that was denied, and then a penalty shot after a Habs defender trips Kerfoot, and he gets a penalty shot. He comes in, denied. So really nothing happened there. There was a Matthews chance that was stopped, and then a Muzzin shot that was stopped, and that pretty much did it for the second period. Score after 2 periods, 2-2, and the shots are 22-17 for Toronto, so it was a very active period for both teams there. Third period, there was a slow back-and-forth action for the first part of it. There was a Caufield shot that hit the post. He came close to getting that hat trick. There was a Monahan shot that was denied, a Weidman shot that was stopped, and I thought at that point, that's the first time we've heard Monahan's name in this game. He didn't look so good up to that point, or he really wasn't getting any recognition for the Habs up to then. That would obviously change, though. There was a Tavares shot that was denied, and then Montreal gets a penalty. It's on Monahan for high sticking. And this is the first instance where I thought, okay, Toronto needs to capitalize on this 100%. There was a Giordano shot that was stopped, and the power play was killed off. Again, Montreal looked very competitive. They looked in this game for a team that we said, oh yeah, they're not going to be that good. They're easily going to be 8th overall in the division. Maybe they're proving us wrong. I'm not saying playoffs, but they could very well challenge for that 7th overall spot if they keep playing the way they did tonight. This is what I love seeing out of a team like Montreal, where they had a bad year. They come back in. They may be bad this coming season, but they're competitive, and that's what I like. There was a Engvall chance that was stopped. A Tavares shot was denied. Its shots are 27-21 halfway through. There was a Kubel chance that was stopped. He ran into Jake Allen. There was no interference call. There was a Gallagher 1-on-0 that was wide. There was a Montreal penalty on Harris for high sticking, and this was a second instance where I thought, okay, Toronto needs to capitalize here. And I'll give credit where it's due. They did were a lot more active on this power play. There's a Nylander shot that was blocked. Another Nylander chance was stopped. A Tavares shot was stopped, and a Bunting shot went wide. Then a Marner shot was blocked, and the power play was killed off. Very valiant effort by Montreal's penalty kill tonight. There was a Monahan chance that was denied, and then he scores. Sean Monahan, his first of the season, his first as a Hab, and on his birthday from Jordan Harris and Kirby Dach. So I think all three of those players got their first points with the Montreal Canadiens. Harris's first point in the NHL, if I'm correct. And that pretty much did it. It was 3-2. Everything didn't look so good. And then William Nylander comes down the other way and scores and ties the game up from Tavares and Riley. Tavares is his second assist of the night, and he makes it 3-3. St. Louis, the Montreal coach, actually looked to see if there was interference. There wasn't. Not interference. There was offsides. It was really close, I'll say that, but it wasn't offsides. It was very close. I mean, St. Louis had to make a decision. He called a timeout to give himself some more time. He wondered, he was like, do I want to go for this? But if I do and it's not good, it's shorthanded. So they took the risk, and it's a good thing they did. Suzuki Caufield 2-on-1 was failed. There was a lot of passing back and forth. Muzzin tries to clear it. He passes it to Josh Anderson. Anderson shoots that puck top shelf past Matt Murray, and he makes it 4-3 with 18 seconds left. His first of the year from Nick Suzuki with his second assist of the night. It's 4-3 Montreal. Leafs pull a timeout. Leafs call a timeout. They pull the goalie. I keep making those mistakes. And that pretty much did nothing. Final score 4-3 in favor of Montreal. My 3 stars of the game were Anderson, Caufield, and Jake Allen. I thought those three looked very good. Allen was bolstered with a ton of Toronto shots from guys like Marner, Matthews, and Nylander. Like, he was being derailed. And the fact that he only let in 3, I thought was impressive. So, yeah, Montreal comes out on top. Some other stats for you. Shots were 32-23 in favor of Toronto. Penalties, they were both 0 for 4 each, so another game with a lot of penalties. Last night in the Rangers game review, we saw them have 10 penalties combined between them and the Lightning. We see 8 tonight. Hits were 19-19, so that was dead even. And yeah, Toronto is 0-1. Montreal is 1-0. I think Toronto plays, I think, Washington in their next game. And Montreal is in Detroit for their next game. So yeah, that pretty much does it for this one. We will have yet again another game review tomorrow. I haven't decided whether I want to take a break Friday because I have work, or I want to do the 10:30 game. And then Saturday, we got some special stuff coming. So yeah, we're getting into the regular season form. Things are getting pretty exciting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching. For us Porters Later, really do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below. If you are new, we're going to keep growing this channel. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Adios.